Okay, here we go. And I'm still looking at an article that I really like, so we'll get to that in a minute. But let's get over here. Make sure this. I'm trying to see if this thing will show that I'm online, but it doesn't seem to. So it's like, okay, I'm trying to work on Periscope, and if I'm on the app, it just doesn't know whether I'm there or not. But if I go over here and don't get on the app, kind of sneak my way into my own profile, do then I do get it. I'm giving you a hint at what I'm going to talk about. Okay, there it is. Oops, and I forgot to name it right. Well, we can fix it. Now I know how to fix it. So, except for on Twitch. So don't think that I'm going to be think that I'm talking about that. There I am. Let's try the sound. There it is. Looks great on a phone. Seems to be working. Okay, everything's working. Five, four, three, two, one. I'm John Miglosh for the Wisconsin DMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. I'm working on a meetup up in the Twin Cities around New Year's Eve, somewhere just before that. And also, we're going to be doing a webinar the first week in December. I think it's the 4th on how to get started in AI. But all that aside, let's dig in and get started. Over here we go. Let's talk about Tom Fishburne because I like talking about him first. And he got his cartoon out early today, which I always like. So you're just trying to get my money. Not at all. You've got us all wrong. We also want your likes, your shares, your opt-in loyalty, your loyalty, your user-generated content. You bet we do. Right. We don't just want your money. We want your life. Right. And Tom mentions a Salesforce study where 54% of customers don't think companies operate with their best interest in mind. Should really highlight that, but the way I capture Tom, I can't highlight on this. That's okay. Only one third of people in another study, only one third of people say they trust brands that they buy. No, I don't. But I got my Land's End turtleneck on, and I got my new Toomey down jacket. Oh, it's one of those puffy jackets. I don't know if you can see. It's real silky and soft and warm, and it's better than a fleece. And I finally got it. I got that United, the United points to work, so I could redeem it from my United Points catalog. I got a catalog, right? I got a mailer, and that's what triggered it. It took me 3 days because there was this little message that said you have to check the box to redeem your points or something. Do you accept our agreement or whatever it was? And it was a real fine, and instead of a button, it said accept. It had just a little fine square that I didn't see. Literally didn't see it. And after 3 days of trying, and it would just take me around and around and around and around and around, I finally saw that little square and hit the little square. I wonder what their cart abandon rate is. I can't even imagine trying to do that on a phone and seeing that little square. So if you know anybody at the United Miles Redemption Center, I should probably try and chase them down. Put a button on there, for heaven's sakes. But anyway, I love this thing. This is Toomey. I've always wanted Toomey luggage, but I did want this brand. But I've got a Skeecher's shoes on, and I hated those. And because they're all leather except for this little piping that goes along the top, and that was plastic, and it came right off. So I asked them to take it back after a while, and they said, "No, you've worn them. We don't take it back." And so I didn't like it. and very bad design, also ugly besides. And so I wear them around in the snow because they're kind of high up in the air and they kind of work for that. And I wear them a lot, but I don't trust the brand. Okay, flat out. So uh, brands, yeah, you're sneaking up on us, you're milking us, and that's part of the adversarial relationship of voluntary exchange. That's what the free market's about. If I don't trust you, I can go somewhere else, right? That's the way it is, and that's great. Now, Fishburne says this is an opportunity for brands. I think it illustrates that brands need to do the basics, and they don't really want to. Okay, here, this is a better. I like this cartoon better from 2015. They make a big deal about we're planting a tree and watch it grow, and then they cut it down. He says, as Will Rogers says, it takes a lifetime to build a good reputation, but you can lose it in a minute. Yeah, you can with me. We bought a Whirlpool oven a couple years back. We got it installed. We were having a big party for Mother's Day. My mother and my mother-in-law and all of the family on both sides. And we actually cooked 3 prime ribs at once. 2 in the oven and 1 on the grill. But it was the really first time we'd used this oven, and it ran for hours at a pretty high temperature. And when it started to cool, the range, at the top, the ceramic coating on the range started flying off in shards of little, slivering glass all over the place. Luckily, we'd gotten the roast out, we hoped, before it started landing on the roast. But we threw a big towel over the range because it was just blowing this stuff, and we had little kids there and everything. And we wrote to Whirlpool, and they were like, so what? We'll send you a new range top. And so then we showed them the pictures of it and how much it might cost them. And eventually my wife got to like a VP of marketing at Whirlpool. And I think they actually realized that this could cost them millions of dollars. So they not only sent us a new range, a new oven, but they gave us full credit on the old one. It was one of those opportunities in life. But you know what? I bought a bunch of more Whirlpool appliances since. So you do have a chance to make it right. It's a small window, and it usually is cheaper than what it could cost you if they're all standing there with the cell phones watching this big tree fall down. Okay, so, and here's the best one. Well, Timmy, if you didn't want me to see you when you're sleeping and know when you're awake and know if you've been bad or good and sell that data to third parties, then you should have checked your privacy settings. Yeah, absolutely. And we're selling this picture on Instagram right now. Okay, good job, Tom. Okay, now, phygital. I love this. It's a new word I had never heard of. Phygital. Let's get phygital. Phygital. Okay, so here's the little story. You're excited to buy a pair of new sneakers that have been just released, and everybody's out of it online. So you go over here to the mall. You're just going to the mall with your friends, and you get a push notification on your phone saying the sneakers you were looking for are now available in a retail outlet inside the mall. Chaboom. That's what I like. That's the kind of stuff I like. I like stuff that I can act on that makes sense. Okay? And this is the story that proximity marketing is all about. Okay, now, if you go to the mall and you get every step you take, as you get one step closer to some offer, you get another text message, that's not going to work. And that's what will happen. I can tell you. I can see this coming. But it wouldn't bother me too much for the big boxes to have some idea of what I wanted and give me a routing, because I can't find anything in the big box stores ever, almost ever. Heck, even in the local Piggly Wiggly, I'm always looking in different aisles. I don't know what the reason is, but if I could just in time marketing, Jerry, if I could just find my way to what I want. Then the trouble is, instead of what I want, they're going to give me what they think I want, related to what I just bought. Last time you were here, you bought light bulbs. There's a sale on light bulbs. Why wasn't there a sale last week? It's just, but according to eMarketer, 88% of global retail sales still occur offline. This is a really important stat because I see digital myopia. That's a good term. Let's coin that one. Digital myopia over and over and over, where everybody wants digital. And you know what? There's other channels, and there are other ways that people buy. But anyway, this guy says that it's got a higher adoption rate. Internal store marketing has a higher adoption rate than AI. Good, and because most people are doing that wrong. Robotics for inventory management, smart shelf, RFID, computer vision, and video analytics. So that sounds great. I'm excited about this. 58% of shoppers rarely or never find in-store ads valuable. I agree with that too, right? Because the time lag it's not helpful. Scott Adams keeps doing jokes about the CVS receipt, which is this long, it's 6 foot long. All the specials that you're eligible for now that you bought one item. And so there is a marriage coming between digital and retail. But I would, again, encourage you to look at direct mail as a way to get somebody to your store. Because if the push marketing just works when you wander around or drive past a store or a restaurant, it's going to get over the top. So it looks like we're out of time for today. I have another article that I want to talk about, but I'm going to leave you off on it. I'm trying to do fewer articles and get a little more in depth. But I really like this thing. App free targeting, that's a great idea because apps, nobody wants to add another app. Facial recognition is creepy. Machine learning is iffy. And so tell me where the item is in the store. There's a tip for you. Okay, have a great day. I'm John Miglosh. Like and share. Your friends will think you're smart. Bye-bye.